Welcome to the 2023 Family Giving Tree Holiday Wish Drive, and this is your Drive Leader Training webinar. My name is Ashley Jacques, and I'm the new Community Drive Coordinator here at Family Giving Tree, and I'll be spending the next hour with you going over all the ins and outs of your drive, some new information, some old, and best practices. We will also be going over the highly coveted volunteering with our volunteer coordinator, Shannon Phi. So that is something to look forward to later on. And last but not least, you know her, you love her. My manager, Miss Evelyn Huynh, will be managing the chat this evening. So if you have any questions, if you would like to pop in and say hi to her, how you doing? She will be in there and she'll be happy to chat with you. All right, well, without further ado, we will go ahead and get started. All right, so what we'll cover, we are going to be going over a family giving tree overview, just a little bit about our history, which I know some of you may know, but this may be new information to some. We will be going over all the ins and outs of running a physical drive, your options for also running a virtual drive. Shannon will be going over volunteer opportunities, and we will be going over a timeline. So the timeline, make sure you mark your calendars. That is everything that is important coming up as far as dates for your drive in this holiday season. And then best practices. We also would love to hear from some seasoned drive leaders. So in the chat, if you would like to share any best practices that you have found that have worked really well for your drive in the past, we would love to hear it. And then we will leave some questions for the end, a little FAQ panel. All right, about Family Giving Tree. So we have been in operations for 34 years. It is the largest gift and donation program in California. Every year we have 2 annual drives. We have the back to school, which we just wrapped up not too long ago. And now we're going into our holiday wish drive. Our main office is in Milpitas, and which many of you know, if you are coming to pick up your drive materials for me next week, you will meet me there. And we are going to be in a donated South Bay warehouse this coming season for our holiday wish drive. So address to be announced, but we will be in a donated warehouse, and I will be sending out information on that shortly. Our mission and vision, our mission, connecting those who can give to those in need with educational support, gifts, and volunteerism. Our vision here at Family Giving Tree is we envision a world where giving brings joy, offers hope, and creates learning possibilities. So those are 2 main areas we really try to focus on in all the work that we do. This, I'm happy to share, is our 2023 Holiday Wish Drive theme. So you will be seeing this little badge pop up everywhere, from a lot of our drive materials to online. And our slogan for this season is lifting spirits and spreading joy. And I know our marketing team did a lot of hard work getting this created, and I love it. It's been really great to see this on a lot of our marketing materials. And I think it really represents the season this year. All right, so our goal for this season, we are looking to fill 44,000 wished for gifts to our recipients. So all of that is possible through all of you, our drive leaders. So every time you request a wish card, or you're doing digital wish cards, or whatever it may be, this is going towards that goal. So we appreciate you more than you know, and we look forward to having a successful season with you. I want to take a moment to focus on our most needed gifts list. This is a list that has most of our popular items that are being requested for wishes. So you can see we have everything from children's wishes. You know, Barbie dolls is a big one this season. We have Legos, walkie-talkies, and then we get into older kids, you know, teenagers, as far as, you know, makeup artists, kids, to a lot of necessities that maybe adults or seniors would be interested in. We have throw blankets, reading lamps, you know, blenders, things that really are that necessity. Sometimes people always think that the wishes are going to be something grand, but a lot of times this could be something that is helping them in their transition period when they're going from maybe a not so great situation into a new housing situation. So a lot of these gifts really are needed and are things that they can use in their everyday life. I also would like to mention that we have a little bit of a spending budget. So a lot of drive leaders are asking that in the email right now. What should you be spending in between? We are suggesting every gift should be between $25 to $50. And we are asking you to include a toothbrush. So if you do get multiple packs, I know Costco has those giant multiple packs. completely okay. Feel free to donate those. We will break those up and make sure that they go on each gift so that each recipient receives one. But this is also a great list for you to reference at any time. And just in case you have a donor who maybe doesn't want to go with a wish card or purchase anything virtually, they can purchase right off this list. And so that's a great way, especially when people are trying to purchase in bulk. So this is a great list to refer to at any time. All right, our Drive Leader Hub. So this is going to be your best friend when you are running your drive this season. So one of the first tabs on our website, please feel free to go visit. I keep suggesting to drive leaders through the email that this is going to be your savior when it comes to, you don't have to write email templates. We put that on there for you. We have social media images, lots of great material that you're able to go on there and still and use for your own marketing. And in just a moment, I'll show you all the different things that we have available on this page. So as you can see, and I touched on just a little bit, we have our Drive Leader packet. We update that every season. So that will be full of tons of information that is important for you, your drive, lots of important dates. We have social media images that you can share. So if you are big on social media in any aspect, this is a great way to market and give people a little bit of an idea about what Family Giving Tree is, what we stand for. And it also just gives a really good visual to what we are trying to do this holiday season. We have helpful tips. So that's always a great thing to reference just in case, you're kind of stuck and maybe you don't know what to do if you're running, both a physical and a virtual or just one versus the other. So that's always something that I would suggest reading through. Like I just touched on, we do have email templates. So we went ahead and wrote that out for you. So just in case you are sending out mass emails to your team, this is a really important document that you can just pull and easily send out and customize as needed. Drop-off forms. So we will be sending one of these in all of your Drive Leader packets, no matter if you're picking up or if they're getting mailed. But if you need any other, feel free to go onto the website. You can print this out at any time. And it's going to be crucial for you to bring this when you are dropping off all your donations. This really helps us let us know who donated, how many, and that way we can track everything that you are bringing back to us. And then last but not least, we have an example of Journey of a Wish. So we get a lot of questions as far as how we make this all happen. So this is a great infographic. If you have time to look through, it shows from the idea, the creation, going through the agencies, all the way into the recipient's hands when they receive that gift. So I highly suggest that you look at that at any time. And it's very helpful to keep in mind when you are running your drive. All right. So I know many of you have seen our wish cards. They look very similar to this year. Only slight differences. Every year we try to update. So as you can see, for those of you who have not seen a wish card before, what you will have on there is an example such as this. You have the name of the child, adult, or senior that you are purchasing a gift for. It won't always have a little bit about them underneath, but sometimes it will have something included like they are in transitional housing. It will have their age, it will have their gender, or maybe something that is specific towards what they would like. Maybe they might say masculine or feminine, something that they would prefer in that area. Their number one wish is always going to be the one located at the top. And then of course we have an alternate wish towards the bottom. So if you're having a really hard time, as in this example, finding a Bluetooth speaker that fits in your budget, you're more than welcome to go to your alternate wish. That's something that's always a good idea to do if you really are struggling to find that. So as long as you stay within the realm that what's on the card, that's what's the most important, because we do want to supply them with something that they're very much wanting and asking for. So this is something to really take heed to and keep in mind when you are purchasing gifts for your recipient. All of those other numbers on there, we get a lot of questions about that. Feel free to ignore those. Those are just for us when we are tracking and we're trying to, make sure that you get credit for every single gift that you are bringing in. So all of those, don't mind those. Just the main information is going to be for you when you are purchasing your gifts this season or passing out your wish cards to your donors. All right, so material pickups and mailing. So this is right around the corner. This is next week. Many of you have already seen this. We are actually going to be running this from November 6th through November 9th. Many of you have already signed up on my Sign Up Genius link. If you do need this though, and you would like to come anytime between November 6th and November 9th to our Milpitas office, Feel free to message me either after our presentation today or in the chat, and we can share this link with you and you'll be able to sign up for a time slot and date that works best for you. When you come, you'll be able to pick up your Drive Leader packets and any materials that you requested. Another reminder that we have on here is that collection boxes are unfortunately only available through pickup. So if you have requested a collection box, but you've also put in your registration that you would like everything be mailed, unfortunately, we can't mail them just due to their size. So something great to keep in mind, I've also been sending out emails on this front too. So I know a few of you have switched over and maybe, now you want to come pick up because you can get your boxes at the same time, or maybe some have axed their boxes. Completely okay. Just let me know what works for you and I'd be happy to go ahead and accommodate. Material add-ons, completely doable. So please just request those the morning of your pickup appointment, and then that will give me ample enough time to get that all prepared and really have everything that you would like with your Drive Leader packet. And then, of course, with mailing, we're getting a lot of questions on that as well. We are going to begin mailing next week. So unfortunately, we don't have dates to give you. That will be the exact date that you will get everything to you. But that is going to be our mailing week. And then if you did supply us with a FedEx number, that's wonderful. Usually that will get back to you a little bit quicker when we are mailing. But majority of you probably will be in the USPS section. And at the bottom, just in case you need our address one more time, we are at 606 Valley Way here in Milpitas. All right, donation collection. So these are a little bit of best practices. So be sure to showcase your cards. Many of you are coming from companies or businesses that are going to be showcasing in your lobby. So whether you're going to be putting your wish cards on trees, or maybe you're going to be decorating your donation box, your lobby area. I know I've even heard a few examples of for Thanksgiving, they're going to be hanging Thanksgiving garland and hanging those from the garland. Anything you can do, that's the best way to really showcase it to your employees or anyone who's coming in, and they really start getting the idea of what we do with our Holiday Wish Drive and wanting to partake in that. Display posters. Many of you are requesting posters with your Drive Leader packets, and if you are getting those, feel free to post those. We also have printable posters on our Drive Leader hub that you're available to go ahead and print at any time. Anytime you hang anything like that, that's really going to assist with the message of why you're running your drive, and also give someone who doesn't know much about Family Giving Tree a little bit of insight into what we do. Place your donation boxes in high traffic areas. So many of you do have donation boxes, or you're using your own, you're using your tubs, whatever you are looking to receive those donations back. But just make sure they're in an area where it's very easily accessible and your staff or anyone who's donating is able to come and easily drop off to you. Securely store donations. So this is mostly for if you are a public drive leader and you have people coming into your storefront. You want to make sure that at the end of each day, you're taking all of your donations and you're putting them in a secure room in the back, or something like that, where you're making sure you're keeping track of them. They're always safe, and nothing unfortunate can happen to the gifts that have been brought into your establishment. Schedule meetups with your team. This is a really important one, especially if you have some teammates that you're working with through your work. Maybe you're working with family members who are very involved in the process. It's great to have those team meetups so you can kind of keep track of where your goals are, what you would like to do to, market your drive a little bit more, advertise if you're going to go to your local Starbucks. There's many ways that you guys can really spread that message. And so this is a really important one to keep your team all on the same wavelength when you are running your drive. Dropping off. So this one is another really high asked question. We will be sending out signups for our drop-off appointments mid-November. Is going to look very similar to the Sign Up Genius sign out that I just sent up for picking up your materials. So when that does go out, you'll just simply pop on that email. You'll be able to find the best date and time that works for you, and you'll be able to sign up for that slot. Most of those slots are going to be between December 5th through 7th. We will release times later on when that sign up does come out. And then we also have 1-day remote drop-offs. We have one in Castro Valley, one in Palo Alto, and one in San Francisco. So if you'd like any additional information on that, please feel free to reach out at any time. Count all collected gifts. So this is very important right before your drop off. You'll see, and especially if you've never done this before, when you come to drop off area, we try to make it very easy process where we're helping you take everything out. We come with these large speed packs and we try to make that transition very seamless. But what really helps us with that process is if you're able to count your gifts beforehand. That way we have a tally right off the bat. You're able to give us your little drop-off form, which I went over earlier, and it lets us know exactly what you did. And that way it helps us with tracking. Send totals. This is another thing that could be very helpful. It's not a necessity, but it is optional, and it is very helpful to email your totals to me beforehand. This way, it's another way we can make that transition from taking all those donations from your car, truck, whatever you may bring to drop off those donations into our warehouse and make that transition very easy for you. Showing up for your drop off. So we really do try to stick with our drop off signups. We're getting so many drop offs throughout the day, especially since we're cramming out so many drop offs in between that 3-day gap. So if you go ahead and mark down that you're going to come for your drop off appointment, please try to keep that appointment. And if not, we'll go over that in just a moment, what you can no longer do. Please feel free to email me. Email me, we can reschedule. There is also options on your Sign Up Genius links that will let you reschedule or cancel directly. And that way it just helps us keep track of everything that is going on as far as drop-offs, and it helps us keep organized and know what to expect coming in and better help know when we are going to be wrapping gifts and filling them. And recruit help. This is another big question. So if you have a very small car and you are blessed to get so many donations, that's wonderful. But what I would do is I would recruit help. So if you have a friend or a family member who has a large truck, maybe they have a van, I would recruit their help in helping you bring all those donations to us. That really helps with the process rather than having multiple cars or trying to smush the gifts into a small car. So it really depends on what's available, but that's always a great resource to try to really brainstorm on who you can recruit for that. Our virtual giving tree. So we actually just popped this little guy up yesterday. Our team was very, very, very busy getting this guy up. And I know this is something that everyone is really excited about who is used to virtual drives and they love the virtual giving tree and sharing their links. This on the right-hand side, for those of you who have never seen it before, this is what your main page will look like. I keep giving the example that it's very much straightforward, just as if you were on any websites shopping on Old Navy or Kirkland's, whatever it might be. You're able to go through your entire page and put through, if you would like to donate 3 scooters, if you would like to donate, a Marvel action figure, you can make custom donations that are monetary on there. So lots of different options throughout your virtual giving tree. And we actually just released a tutorial on that as well. So if you would like to watch that, feel free. And if you haven't seen it, feel free to reach out to us and we'd be happy to supply you with that link as well. All right, customization. This is another great perk of our virtual giving tree. So you're able to really make it your own. That way, when you do share your link out, people know exactly, hey, this is her page. I found it. This is the right area that I'm in. So you can see to your right-hand side that you are able to upload any logo that you would like. You can put your family members, your kids, your dogs, whatever makes you happy, your business logo. That's a very popular one as well. Feel free to download it. And it's very easy just through the backend report page. You're also able to customize your message. So feel free to share with the world why you're running your drive, why it's important to you, maybe a few things about your business or your team that you would like to share, and that will encourage people to donate as well. And then also sharing our pages is very easy. We make it a very, every single VGT has a customizable link that's very simple to share out. And then that also lets your donors know, like I said, you're on the right page. So that's always going to be accessible right here on this page where you're able to customize everything. And it's a great thing to refer back to and be able to know how to send out to your donors. Best practices. And like I said, for our seasoned drive leaders, if you have any best practices you would like to share at this time, please feel free to share in the chat. That's always something that's super helpful. And it really encourages a lot of our new drive leaders and gives them new ideas. So setting goals. So setting goals is probably one of the most important parts of your virtual giving tree. With setting goals, you're able to go ahead and mark where you would like to be. And that being said, let's say you begin with $500. That's really what your goal is. As you start going along with your drive and you see that you're getting to that point, you're able to go ahead and make it higher. You're able to make it lower if you want to go ahead and scale back and make it more reasonable. When you see kind of how you are doing with your drive, you're always able to customize and change that. Share your progress. So this is something that's really important, especially if you're working with a team environment, if you're working with someone within your company, a family member. You both want to be on the same page, and you both always want to be brainstorming about what you can do to make your drive more successful. So sharing your progress and keeping an update on what's going on in your page is something that's very crucial for your virtual giving tree. Like I just touched on a moment ago, updating goals is always possible. So you always want to be realistic, but also, shoot for the stars. If you really feel like you're going to raise X amount, that's where you're going to be. So, all it really takes is you going out there, spreading the word. And especially if you're working with different schools, establishments, community groups, this is also very helpful when you are trying to meet those goals. Share stories and images. This is a great thing if you're very big on social media, or maybe you're a big emailer. Sharing things as far as what's going on in your virtual giving tree, maybe what your most popular gift is that's being donated for your virtual giving tree, or what your goal is currently, and showing those screenshots or images of what the most popular gifts are. That's a really good thing to do because it starts enticing people to go view your page, and then maybe they will actually end up donating on there. And connect often. This kind of goes with sharing your progress, but you really want to make sure that you're connecting with your donors often, especially with someone that, said they were going to donate, they wanted to maybe do a monetary donation on your page, and then they never came through. You want to make sure you connect with them. And that way you can give them the proper information that they may need, and give them anything as far as the link, and going on there and even helping them pick out what they would like to donate. So that's always something that's very important. Now, if you have any issues or questions regarding a virtual giving tree, I will direct you to Christina at fgt.org, or you're always free to go ahead and connect with us directly here at Drive Leaders at fgt.org, and we'd be more than happy to help you with anything that pops up. Hopefully, nothing pops up, but we would be more happy than to help you if that does happen. All right. And at this point, I'm now going to pass it off to Shannon, and she's going to go over all the goodies of volunteering in our warehouse this season.
Hi, thank you so much. It's great to be here. I just have a quick few pointers to give you all about volunteering. And then, of course, like Ashley has mentioned before, if you have any questions, let us know. We would be more than happy to answer them. So if you want to go to the next slide, Ashley. Perfect. So volunteer registration is now open. I put a nice big QR code there for you. And if you haven't gotten the link in your email already, it is down there at the bottom. You can also email me. I know that I'm moving quickly, so you might not be able to get all of it down before I move to the next slide. But there is the QR code, and then I'll have my email at the end of this. So key things to note, it is first come, first serve. So we cannot promise that every single drive leader is going to be able to get those 15 spots, unfortunately, because there are so many wonderful drive leaders that if we promised 15 spots to every single one, we would have so many more volunteers than we could keep busy. And we don't want you to come into the warehouse and not have anything to do. So as I mentioned, every drive leader can have access to 15 or has a chance to book 15 spots. That could be one shift of 15 people. It could be 15 shifts for one person. It could be anywhere in between. We still have lots of open spaces on our registration site, so please look at that. The last time I checked, we still had around more than 500 volunteer spots available. So there's definitely space for you and for your team. All ages are welcome. We do request that volunteers under the age of 16 have adult supervision. So anyone that is in their tween years, so 10 to 16, we're going to need at least one adult to every 5. And we're going to need at least one adult for every 3 kids if they are between the ages of 0 and 9. That's just to make sure that the kids are having a good time and not running around. We do really appreciate it. Those adults that I mentioned do need to be registered though. So just keep that in mind when you register for all of your spots. A little bit about the warehouse shifts. They are around 2 to 3 hours depending on the job. So we have a few different jobs available. There's working in the incoming and outgoing areas, which is actually where Ashley is and where you'll bring all of your wonderful donated gifts. So you can help there. You can help in our store, which is definitely a very coveted position for anyone who has been to our warehouse before during the holidays. You have seen our store. It's just a big room full of gifts, and volunteers can help pull gifts and shop for the people that we're serving. We also have just a general shift in the warehouse that we call warehouse. And it's really just helping us wherever we're at. We can't tell you specifically, other than those specific jobs, we can't tell you specifically what you'll be doing, but I can tell you it'll still be fun. And wrapping is under that. I know a lot of people love to wrap when they come volunteer with us. The shifts are going to be between November 30th and December 28th. We will have some time off for the Christmas days. So typically we are open for Monday through Sunday. And you can see on the slide there that Sunday is a little shorter than the rest of the days. But we will have the 23rd through the 24th, 25th, and 26th, we will be closed. So just keep that in mind. There's no deadline for signing up for shifts. If you see on the day of that there's spots open, please register for them and please come on out. I have very strategically opened a specific amount of spots, and we really want all those spots to be filled. So come on in. I'm seeing a lot of questions and I will get to them in just a couple slides, unless Evelyn gets to them before I do. All right, Ashley, next slide. So this year, and you might recognize this if you are a drive leader for our back to school drive, we are requiring you to enter your group member information 2 weeks before your shift. So if you're volunteering on December 14th, then we're going to need that information by December 1st. This really ensures that we have the volunteers that we need. Like I said, I open a specific amount and we need that a specific amount to get our work done. It is pretty hard when we have a shift of 30 and we're expecting 30 volunteers and we only get 10 or we only get 5, and that can really put us behind. And it might snowball and we might not be able to get those gifts out to the agencies on time. And in turn, they wouldn't be able to get the gifts to their recipients on time. So please bring however many you can and be realistic in registering. And if you you reserve 15 spots and you can only bring 10, please cancel those 5 extras so that those can be opened back up to the other priority registration drive leaders and other priority registrants. That way they can hopefully fill those spots. That being said, also, if you don't get the spot that you want right now, and feel free to look at our registration page 2 weeks in advance, and maybe some spots will have opened up. So what to expect in the warehouse? So this photo is Jen. She is our CEO and our queen elf. She made that dress, and you can tell it's very cozy. We cannot promise that our warehouse will be heated. So please wear layers. It can get chilly. Also, please wear comfortable closed-toed shoes and keep valuables at home. I don't want you stubbing your toe or stepping on something that you shouldn't. I want you to be as safe as possible while volunteering. In addition to that, we will have water stations and we will have cups, but bring a water bottle. You can set it down around where you're working, no problem. And then just COVID-wise, we are following the latest county guidelines, and masks are not required. If that changes, I will let all of the volunteers know. But as of now, that's where we're going with. Yeah. I am going to be looking at the questions. Registering a group, you can go onto the website, choose one of the open shifts. And once you click on it, it'll say how many spots are open. So it'll say 15 spots available or something like that. Once you enter your information at the bottom there, it'll ask you how many people you want to bring with you. And you'll just say, I want to bring myself plus 5. And then it'll go through and you will reserve those 6 total spots. If there are not those 6 available, once you hit submit, it'll let you know. It should let you know. You can also check, once you get that confirmation email, you'll get a link to your volunteer profile where you will see all of the additional volunteers. So please check that, make sure that you have what you need. If you don't, just let me know. I might be able to work things, change things around. But as I said, it's already open. It's been open for a couple of days, so there might not be anything that we can do. The address of the warehouse, it will go out it's the same address that you would be dropping off your gifts at. It'll go out in emails to volunteers in reminders and stuff like that, but it is 1311 Orleans Drive in Sunnyvale. The youngest age that I would recommend bringing to volunteer, we accept any age, but you should think about how, like, their ability to help and their willingness to be on a task for 2 hours. And so we'll find tasks for them to do, but really think about it. Let's see. If you signed up for shifts, but you won't be there, just let me know. It'll still be under your name, but I can adjust numbers within that shift so that you won't be taking up a spot for someone else, if that makes sense. So just email me at volunteers@fgt.org. The weekend spots are gone. So those are very popular. And so they went almost immediately. If you want to try your luck at our community registration page, you can, and that'll be opening next week. But the weekend spots are highly coveted. So if you want to check back in, like I said, within 2 weeks of those days, it might open up a little bit, but I can't promise anything. If you're able to bring volunteers at the last minute, please let me know. Sometimes we are overwhelmed with the number of volunteers and we don't want to unplanned volunteers to take the jobs of planned volunteers. But there are some times that we are running low on volunteers and we definitely need help. So just let me know. And I think that's it. If you come up with more, just let me know. volunteers@fgt.org.
Well, thank you, Shannon. I appreciate you answering all those questions, and I'm sure they'll have more sending your way because I know this is very popular. All right. Well, thank you. All right. And now we have more dates for you. So this is the time that we're going to have you mark your calendars for some important dates that are coming up regarding your drive. We do have, or that just passed actually. Yesterday was the virtual giving trees. They went live. Also, the priority volunteer registration went live yesterday as well, like Shannon just covered. November 6th through 9th, like we went over just a moment ago, is when our mass mailing and packet pickups are. So like I said, if you would still like to come to our office next week and pick up from me, feel free to ask for that Sign Up Genius link and you could still sign up for that and we'll get everything prepared for you. Also, your mailings will be going out next week. And so that'll be something to look forward to as well. On November 27th is when our warehouse will open, and that is the general volunteers' first day. December 5th through 7th is when our physical donations are going to be dropped off at the warehouse. And it's also going to be the same days that we have the one-day remote drop-offs as well. So if you are going to be dropping off to Palo Alto, Castro Valley, San Francisco, those are all going to be marked on the same days as well. And then, of course, on January 12th, that is going to be the absolute last day that you can receive any donations for your virtual giving tree. And that's when they will go be done. That's when that'll be the last day for our virtual giving trees. So that's something important to mark for all of you that are going to be running VGTs, that it's going to go well past Christmas and be on that January 12th date. So like Shannon just said, if you have any more questions regarding volunteering, please message her at volunteers@fgt.org. If you have any questions as far as anything regarding your drive, please email us at driveleaders@fgt.org. Lots of emails, but we will reply to you. And thank you. I very much appreciate you guys going through everything with us for about the last hour. And I look forward to having a successful drive season with you. Oh, the hearts. Thank you. It was a pleasure going through everything with everyone.